Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 and VA Claims Consulting, Leave No Vet Behind, and also of United States Army veteran. So this evening, I'm going live, my bi-weekly live Q&A session on the VA disability compensation claims process, where tonight I'll be taking some questions and dissecting them and answering as many questions as I can in this full packed hour this evening. So before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this video. And again, make sure that you understand that this video or presentation is for educational and informational purposes only, as a disclaimer, okay? So before we get into our Q&A session, just want to cover off a few things before we get started. And just want to remind everybody, some of my previous videos that I did. One, how can you get notified of updates? Last week, I had my monthly Veterans Roundtable, and I was showing individuals how to subscribe in the M21 to get updates. Now, you may ask yourself, well, Dwayne, why is this important? It's important because we all received an email last month, the end of February, where the VA talked about proposed changes to tinnitus, respiratory, and the mental conditions. I'm not going to get into it. I've done several videos on the Federal Registry, on those proposed changes. So make sure you go and check that out. But if these proposed changes go into effect, at least you can get notified. You should receive an email, okay, from the M21, because if the criteria changes, some information M21 38 CFR is going to change as well. You want to make sure you get a recent an update quickly, okay? Now, I did it. I subscribed like a couple of weeks ago. Now, it's different than the newsletter that they email you, okay? This email that you receive, it'll have changes under the M21 for discharge, adjudication, all this stuff, okay? I've gotten, in the last 2 weeks, I think I've gotten 3 or 4 updates, okay? Nothing major, no major changes, but they are still updates, all right? So I did that video, so you want to go check that out. I had a lot of people in the Veterans Roundtable last week, had a super discussion. We covered a lot of information, and even some of the veterans shared some stuff about voc rehab, okay? I never worked in voc rehab, never used it, but a couple of vets were able to clarify some answers, some questions for the other veterans had about voc rehab. So I had a good discussion. If you missed it, you missed it, and I don't think I recorded that one, okay? Some of the other videos, why are some adjudicators not using veterans' private Dbqs and or Nexus statements? You want to look at that video, because if you're getting a Dbq and or Nexus statement and a VA employee tells you, oh, well, the rater said they don't feel comfortable, they're violating the regulation. There are some VA employees that are just refusing to use it, the veterans Dbq from their private physician, even if they can. It means if it's actionable and sufficient, they're still refusing to use it. So in the video, I talked about some reasons that some of my clients and other veterans that I've talked to that went through that and actually won their claim and that are going through it right now. So you definitely want to check that video out if you get a Dbq and a Nexus statement, because if that ever happens to you, at least you'll know it won't be a surprise, okay? Another video I did, Throwback Thursday video, FDC, do you want to do what's the difference between a FDC, fully developed claim, and standard claim? Now, on the VA form 21-526, it's 12 pages. You're only going to submit, I think it's page 8 through 12, 7 or 8 through 12, okay? The other first 5 or 6 pages, it's instructions. And guess what? They go into detail on explaining What is the difference between a fully developed claim, also known as FDC claim, and a standard claim? But guess what? A lot of veterans are not taking the time to read those first few pages and understand the difference. So I did a video on it. I have some slides in there and I explain it in detail. Okay. So if you want to get the Cliff Notes version of it and don't want to read through those 5 pages and those different instructions, check out that video. Okay. Again, the proposed changes, they're just proposed changes. Haven't seen any updates or any information out on that right now. But as soon as I know, I'll let you know. But again, sign up for the VA's newsletter and watch the video where I walk you through how to subscribe to get notified of other updates. Okay. My next Veterans Roundtable is next month, April 21st. It's 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for those of you that have been in any of my events, that's an hour. Sometimes we go over, okay? But I'm going to try to keep it to an hour. But last week, we had a really good discussion, a lot of engagement from the veterans that signed up. And I think that's the most veterans I had in any of my Veterans Roundtables since I've been doing this. So thank you for the support, the continued support, and thank you for the interaction in that roundtable. Next month, I'm trying to get a guest speaker to talk about financial wellness. Okay. So definitely you don't want to miss that. He's my business mentor and he knows a lot about finances. Okay. And last but not least, before I get into the Q&A, I challenge everyone to submit that FOIA request to get a copy of your VA claims file. Veterans are still calling me, hey, Dwayne, I filed an appeal. Did you have your claims folder? No. Why did you file an appeal? Because they denied me. Well, what evidence did you look at to show that they should have approved you? Well, I think I should have been service connected. Think and with facts could be two different things. But when you get that claims file, your VA claims folder, C file, it's a lot of information in there. You're seeing exactly what that adjudicator and any other VA employees looking at. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start taking some questions. Eagle Wings, thank you for all you do. Hey, not a problem. Thank you, Eagle Wings, for the support. Hello, Dwayne. Eye impairment denied, not service connected 15 years ago. Found 38 CFR. Found 38 CFR 4.22. I'm not familiar with that. Aggravation by service. Is it too late to file an 0995 or start 526Z? Over, not sure of denial date. I ordered my claims file 122. Okay, Doug. It would be an 0995. Okay. And it's not too late. All right. But when you get to 0995, read through it has some instructions in there as well. You need new and relevant evidence, and it explains that. Okay. Okay, we got another question. I had open heart surgery. Let's see. I had open heart surgery 5 years ago, 100% service connected by ICD. Placement can receive tip 100% for past hospitalization when you are drawing 100% already. Sounds great, but don't believe it to be the word. I'm not, Eagle Wings, I'm not really understanding. Are you trying to paragraph 30, paragraph 30, paragraph 29? I'm assuming it's paragraph 29 if you were hospitalized. If so, it's has to be more than 21 days, I believe. I'll have to go back and check to make sure they haven't changed that. Net Baker, how we doing, Annette? Thanks for the support. Do you think the new changes the VA wants to implement will cause them to change all the Dbqs and medical benefits? I don't think, well, when they came back out last year, when they made the new Dbqs public last March 2021, you look in the lower left-hand corner of that, and it'll say release, I think, March 2021. And then they did some updates this past January 2022. So whenever they do something, it's going to change. Now, I don't think that they're going to change all of them, but definitely, They got to change the one for audio because they got to remove tinnitus from the diagnosis. Well, they may not have to remove tinnitus from the diagnosis section, but I'm sure sleep apnea, the respiratory, and mental, those will change. Okay. What they're going to change to, I don't know, but I don't think all of them will change. But they could be changing something very minor, like they did back in this past January, and then they will make a update. I saw the VA getting into the business of life insurance. Is it wise to go with the federal government for life insurance? That would be up to you. I understand when you get Service Connect for a new claim, I think there's like a $100,000 policy, but it's in the notification letter. Remember, I did a video where I was showing the difference between the notification letter and the rating decision. And also in that notification letter, when they talk about life insurance, there is a 800 number. I never worked in that department. Make sure you call that 800 number and you get the details. Once you get the details, then it's up to you if you want to pull the trigger and go ahead and pay for that life insurance. Thank you for all you do. Hey, I appreciate it. It's my passion. Okay, we got Asher Levins signing in from the ATL. See you coming in from LinkedIn. All right. Hope all is well up there. Thank you for having this forum. Not a problem. My allergic rhinitis appeal is waiting for a hearing with BVA. But last year, allergic rhinitis became presumptive, and I meet all the criteria. What should I do? One thing I don't do, Sully, is advise veterans on what they should or shouldn't do with their claim. Okay, because what I may think you should do and you actually do it, it may not turn out the way you want to. But I will say this. If it's a presumptive, which presumptive are you looking at? Agent Orange, 1 year, 3 year, 7 year, Camp Lejeune contaminated water, Gulf War presumptive, and then look at that criteria. But if you're at the BVA level, then another question is, how did you claim it? Were you treated in service for it? Under the 5 ways of service connection, what are the other 4 besides presumptive? How did you claim it? Where does it fall? Direct, secondary, pre-service aggravation? So there's some additional questions that I have as it pertains to that. All right, Ashley, you say you got the LinkedIn notification. All right. And if you are a member of my veterans Facebook veterans group, you should have got a notification. And if you subscribe to my channel, which I'm sure you have, you should have got a notification as well yesterday. But let me know if you didn't, Asher, so I can check that out. Ron, thanks for your help. Hey, not a problem. Jimmy, hello from Louisiana. What part of Louisiana are you from, Jimmy? New Orleans? Ron from Alabama. Okay. Texas. All right. Where you at in Texas? Chris, Ida Wayne VA has one request. It is showing CAN exams, but I went and the VA was informed Dbqs are in vet file. I have C file and C exams. It will be 75 days since. Will VA move forward or wait? I don't know, Chris, what's going on exactly with your claim, but it's hard to say a time frame of when the VA will get done. There's no set time frame. When I first started doing this, I would tell vets, "Oh, it should be done in a couple of weeks." 2 months later, it still hadn't been done. Then I was telling vets, "Oh, maybe around 2 or 3 months," and then in a couple of days, it was done. So the rating, the claim was completed. So I really don't know. You could have claimed 60 different things. You could have said, "Hey, I want you to go out and obtain these private records," which all that stuff prolongs your claim. So, and then it depends on the location is being worked, which regional office works it. Some regional offices are a lot faster than others. Some, obviously a little bit slow. Glenn, hello from Suffolk. Okay. Gene, what's going on? Good evening, veterans and friends. Let's thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks, Gene. Gene is a longtime supporter. Okay, Mr. Spree, hello from Arizona. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for all the support and attending the Veterans Roundtable last week, and had a pleasure of speaking with you. So that was good. We finally got caught up. We were able to connect by phone. Thanks for all the information you provided to us vets. I am now waiting for my determination. All right. Well, let me know how that turns out for you. Okay. Shoot me a quick email, just simple phone call. All right. AB, does it matter if some of my service-connected medical conditions wasn't listed on the benefits? I never heard of that not being on there. But in the description section of all my videos, I put how you can get a disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic codes, and they can email it to you. If you get that letter and it's not on that letter and it's not on any benefits, I don't think you're service connected for it. Okay. But again, did you get a copy of your claims folder? If you look down on the rating decision, on the rating code sheet, what does it say? Service connected or not service connected? And you may be asking yourself, what is the rating code sheet? Go to my YouTube channel, type in code sheet, and that video will pop up. I've done a previous video on that. Okay. Ron, I carried a copy of my sleep study from my CMP exam, the PCM. I asked GJ, who's GJ, to prescribe a CPAP. So not understanding your question there, Ron, or that was just a statement. Lynn, I have not gone to the VA yet. I was injured and had surgery while in the Army, and I'm worried that if I receive compensation for my injury, I will not be able to work in law enforcement. Yeah, that I wouldn't know, Lynn. If depending on what you do in law enforcement, if they have some type of physical requirements that you have to meet, but that's a decision at the end of the day you're gonna have to make. Since I would be on disability, I am thinking correctly. That I wouldn't know, Lynn. I'm not familiar with the department that you work for, their physical standards. So you might want to find that out. Ron, I carried a copy of my sleep study for my CMP exam to get him to prescribe a CPAP machine. Okay, thanks for clarifying that, Ron. He refused because there was a recall. Should I get another? You know what, Ron? If you're in Atlanta, I knew a vet in Atlanta. He said the same thing. The VA told him that they couldn't issue him out because there was a recall. Yeah. So if you're in Atlanta, let me know, because he was in Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. That would be great. All right. See. Good evening, Mr. Kimball, at Dwayne Kimball, and everyone. Hey, how you doing? Jumbo. Good evening. I submitted a fully developed claim yesterday and was notified today of CMP exam. I submitted Dbqs and Nexus letter. Is this normal? Yes. Again, I just talked about it. I did a video on why some adjudicators are not using veterans Dbqs and or Nexus statements, even though they're actionable and sufficient. So one, you have to make sure it's actionable and sufficient. Two, it's up to you if you want to go or not go, because if it's, if your private doctor filled out correctly, they stated they reviewed your claims folder, all this other stuff, cross the T's, dot the I's, and they're still refusing to use it, then it's up to you, the veteran, to make the determination, do I go or not go and fight it, okay? But what I've been seeing from clients and some other veterans that submitted actionable and sufficient Dbqs, they go to the exam, and the VA adjudicator ends up using the VA exam over their private doctors, and that VA examiner said no, even though your private doctor said yes, and you exam Dbq and Nexus statement filled out correctly, they're gonna what I've been seeing. I can't say what they will do, every exam will do, but what I've been seeing in the feedback from veterans that go down that road, normally it's the adjudicator goes with the denial over the grant from your private doctor. So just keep that in mind. I don't tell veterans they should go to the exam or shouldn't go. I made the decision with my personal claim not to go because I knew that adjudicator could use my Dbq. So when QTC called me, I told him, no, I'm not showing up. I already told the VA that adjudicator can use what I sent. If that adjudicator don't want to use what I sent, then they need to give it to somebody else. Or the VA needs to remove these Dbqs from the website. So why even have the Dbqs on the website when you got some adjudicators that, I personally don't want to use them? Well, you got to check that your personal feelings at the door. because the DBQs are on the VA's website for a reason, for veterans to use them. Okay. But we as veterans have to be educated. We as veterans have to ensure that the DBQs and Nexus statements that we're submitting are actionable and sufficient. And a lot of veterans are not educated and they're not making sure that their DBQ is actionable and sufficient. So if you go down that road, you definitely want to make sure you get educated. Just don't assume because it's a doctor, chiropractor, physician assistant, nurse practitioner, whatever, that is done correctly. Okay. I've seen some and a lot of information was missing. Okay. All right, Gene. Hey, appreciate the support, Gene, and the long time support. Been a subscriber for a while. Gene was in the roundtable last week. He gave us some really good news. I don't want to blurt it out, but Gene, if you want to share it with the people with the good news you shared last week, feel free and I'll show it. But thanks again for the continued support. Gene is always on, in the Veterans Roundtables. He's always supported the my weekly live streams and some other events that I had. So definitely long time supporter, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Gene. Hearty thank you to a young man who has assisted this old ranger and many others. God bless you. God bless you too, Gene. Appreciate it. Jay says, I submitted a DBQ after a senior rater told me to during a high-level review. And the VA requested an exam. I called the VA yesterday to let them know I would like a decision made based on the evidence I submitted. Okay, there you go. So I just talked about it. And again, Jay, go check out that video that I did, okay? Because I list some of the reasons. Now, the reasons that I listed in this that video of why some adjudicators are not using it is because some clients have told me what adjudicators have told them, and some other veterans have called me and told me. So I wanted to spread that word for veterans that are going out and taking the time to get DBQs done. Gun Guy, hello, Gun Guy. How you doing? Another lone supporter. Thank you. Make sure we got 102 people. Somebody let me know how many likes we have. Well, down to 97, so we should have at least 100 likes. Okay. Johnson H. Johnson says, "Hey Johnson, what kind of dog is that? A bulldog? I really can't. Not a bulldog. Is that a pit bull? But anyway, just had my CMP exam Friday. How long does it take for a decision? There's no set time, Johnson. No set time. It could be a couple of days. It could be a couple of weeks. It could be a month. There's no set time." Urban Cowboy 19 Delta. Hey, Big SARS, I went in for a PTSD increase and I was in shock. I went from 50 to 100. Permanent total schedule. Thanks for the great videos. Hey, see the smile on my face? When people tell me they were able to maximize their benefits, which is not easy to do with the VA, it makes me feel good, especially when they say, hey, they give me positive feedback about the videos, and I'm going to keep pumping them out as long as I can because it's my passion and I want everybody to win. All right. TK. Good evening, Mr. Kimball. Good evening, sir. Or ma'am. It just says TK. I'm sorry, but ma'am or sir. I received a decision letter to deny the condition I'm diagnosed with and annotated on my medical record. It's a 38 CFR. What is the best recommendation to show evidence? First, get a copy of the claims file, which will have that CMP examined. Why? What was the rationale? The doctor, if you had a CMP exam, the doctor gave a negative opinion. But what was their rationale? A lot of vets, they put the cart before the horse. They start peeling and doing this stuff. Why did that doctor say no? That's one thing that when I first started my claim, they didn't have DBQs. It was no LHI, QTC, or VES services. You had to go to a VA CMP exam office. And one good thing about that, there's a lot of negative things, in my opinion, but one good thing, one pro of that is that exam is uploaded in My Healthy Vet. And, and this was before even My Healthy Vet. So what I would do about a week after that exam, I would go to the VA's release of information office. If you've ever been in one of those offices, back then, 09, 2010, you had to sit there sometimes like for an hour before it was even your turn. And I would get a copy of that exam. But so before my decision even came, I knew if I had a positive opinion or negative opinion, and I can look at the exam and look at the rating criteria and kind of get it gauged to see, okay, should I be 10%, 20, 30, 40%? Okay. But I had to wait on the rating decision. So if it was a negative opinion, then I would already be building or going out and get my own evidence from a private doctor to reopen that claim. Okay. Gene, folks, let's show our thanks by thumbs up and subscribe. Yep, thumbs up. Let's subscribe. So all of you that are new, go ahead and subscribe. I think I put out some pretty good information, get a lot of good feedback, and I definitely appreciate it. And one thing that I like to do, and when I first log in, get on the computer, I try to respond to every comment that I get. Okay. Some of them, I'm starting to get a lot of them, but eventually I get around to, responding. Sometimes I may respond 2 or 3 times. And some individuals, they say, "Oh, I'm shocked. I didn't think you was going to respond that quick." And I'm here on the computer. I'll get notified when when someone leaves a response. I try to get to everybody. If I don't, I do apologize. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. And let's get these thumbs up. We got 111 people in here. Big Hunt. Great evening, fellow vets. Finally got over the hump. Yesterday became 100% PNT. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Dwayne, for all that you do. Truly enjoyed last week's roundtable and learning from other fellow vets. Hey, Big Hunt, thanks for the support. I do this because I have a passion. And for those of you that don't know, I did a video where I talked about not only my experience as a VA rater, but then I did another video and I talked about my experience with my VA claim as a VA rater. Go and check that out. It took me 4 long, frustrating years because I was doing everything the right way. I was granting veterans service connection, and I was using the same format. And another rater was denying me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Even though every claim is different, but I made sure everything that I sent in was correct. And they, some VA employees, they just I don't know what it is. Okay. But it's good to hear people achieving what they feel that they deserve. Well, Big Hunt, one question. How long did it take? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer, but I'm just curious. It took me 4 years. Congratulations. Yep. Yes, sir. Donna Kelly. Hey, Dwayne, thanks for a great channel. I received my claims file last week. It took 153 days. Were you counting, Donna? Like, this is day 1. This is day 2. Yeah, it's unfortunate that veterans have to wait that long. I had to wait 11 months. But fortunate for me, what I started to do early on, everything that I sent the VA, I kept a copy. Everything that the VA sent me, I kept a copy. Back when you could get your CMP exam at the release of information office at the VA hospital, I would go, drive there, take the time, get a copy, and put that in my file. So I was building my file. And I had, even once I got to CD, I would say just me personally is building my claim based off of what I just explained I did. I had maybe 95% of the information. The other 5% of the information when I got to CD, I didn't have. Okay. But now you have it, Donna. What are you going to do with it? Have you looked at it? Carlos, hi. VA asked me to do a supplemental claim, and now they asked me to do an easy form. That was the first thing I did. VA says now they fixed it. What do you think it was for? Somebody probably screwed up, Russian, probably prematurely sent you out incorrect information. Tom Patrick, still no C file, found not favorable Dbq to my diagnosis to recent. It's been 6 months, but I've been complaining for over a year. medication. Is that normal? Had Nexus, personal statement. It depends on, it's just every claim is different, Tom. It depends on how you claim it. And that individual at the particular individual VA employee could be looking at it. They could look at it different than, somebody else. But also keep in mind, everyone, because I've been seeing this a lot. And I'm not saying, Tom, is you, but just for veterans. If you go to the VA hospital and you get service connected, that's VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration. If the VA diagnoses you with something, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to get service connected on the VBA side, which is Veterans Benefits Administration. That's the part of the VA that we're talking about. These are the things that my videos are geared to. VBA, not so much VHA. Okay. So if you get service connected to a hospital, it doesn't mean that it's automatically you're going to get service connected. If they give you favorable findings, that doesn't mean that they should have granted it. What that means is that they saw something. Yeah, you were treated in service, but you went to the CMP exam and the doctor said no, even though you were treated for it in service or diagnosed with it in service. It's not automatic. Okay. Stop thinking that. A lot of veterans, they call me and I got favorable findings, but they denied me. I got diagnosed at the VA. It means nothing. You still can get denied, but understand why they denied you. If you had a CMP exam, the doctor has to explain their rationale in that CMP exam. Some adjudicators even put it in the rating decision. I've had veterans say, hey, I want you to review this Dbq because they didn't tell me why they denied me. I look at it right there on page 2, second paragraph. Oh, I didn't see it. You got to read it. Read it once, read it again, set it down, come back the next day and read it again. If you don't understand it, give me a call. We could set you up and we could do that review for you and go over it with you. Okay. It's that time. New York City. Thanks for all the support. Carl, I just had a CMP for a lumbar increase in both legs. The examiner said my range of motion was 30. Range of motion is that forward flexion. If it's forward flexion, I think that's 20. It's 20% because 40% has to be less than 30 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody look at diagnostic code, the general rating criteria for cervical and thoracolumbar spine. Also, they said sleep apnea secondary to lumbar strain is least as likely as not, and I'm at 80%. Oh, you know what? I've never seen that before. Sleep apnea is secondary to lumbar strain. I'd be curious, Carl, if you had a copy of that CMP exam, I'd be curious as to the rationale that the doctor used. But hey, you got it. You're in Houston. Okay, TK, I see you in Houston. I've been trying to get Slim Thug. I've been trying to purchase some of them Boss Hog tires from Slim Thug in Houston. If you can let me know how I can get those, hey, reach out to me. Tara, the VA required a second CMP exam after I received a favorable one. Could they be attempted to develop to deny? It's hard to say. I mean, it could be so many reasons. It could be something that the examiner failed, a box they failed to check or something. But if you get a copy of your claims file, then that addendum request should be in there. But, by the time you get that, you should have the rating decision in the mail. The sleep study was from the CMP exam, okay? Sammy, Memphis, hey, what's going on? H-Town here, okay. All right, I see you, H-Town. Glenn, I have sleep apnea 10 years after I got it developed, high blood pressure. Is that still considered secondary sleep apnea? High blood pressure, are you service connected for the sleep apnea? Or are you saying, Glenn, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't say that sleep apnea, that high blood pressure could cause sleep apnea. So I'm not going to even attempt that because I'm not a medical professional. But you can Google it and see if it is. I'm pretty sure there's some studies out there that have been done that possibly connected the two. Salute from Panama. Okay. Where you at in Panama? Panama City, or are you over in Cologne? When is your next meeting in the square on a Thursday? April is the third Thursday of every month, and I believe it's April 21st. I covered it off on it. I mentioned it at the beginning of the Q&A. So I want to say it's April 21st, but it's the third Thursday. The third Thursday of every month. It's the only time I do the roundtable. Okay. James, cheers from San Juan, Puerto Rico. All right. It has been a year for one complaint. Wow. Thank you for the live video, Sharon. Hey, not a problem. My supplemental claim started August 25th, 2021 from PTSD, MST, increase in Tdiu. Still waiting for preparation for decision, waiting for 218 days now. Is that normal? Again, it's what I think is not normal is ratings getting done in less than a week, because that is totally shocking for the VA. I am shocked that you filed a claim last August and it's still waiting. But again, how much evidence did you submit? Did you ask them to go out and get private records from doctors? All that stuff prolongs your claim. Now, I'm not saying don't do it, but if you do, just understand that could prolong your claim. I'm not saying that that's the reason why your claim is prolonged, but I can't say that it's not normal. Okay. What's the best way to get your military service records? Okay, Sonny, look in the description section of this video and I explain how I got mine. And all my videos, that information there. Click the show more button. Matter of fact, let me bring up one of my YouTube videos so you all can see. I'm gonna show people, okay? Let me see. Let's see. I'll use one of my videos, okay? Let's see here. See if I can pull this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, okay? And it's not going to be, I just picked a random video, okay? But I want to show everybody the description section of YouTube videos. So when I say the description section, I'm going to show you how to find that, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is one of my videos, okay? So when I say the description section, you see right here where it says show more? That's where you want to click on. That's what you want to click on. And when you click on it, it brings up all this information. I have my website. This is the link to subscribe to get updates from the VA's M21. Training events page to my website. My LinkedIn. Oh, I need to change that. Facebook business page, Facebook veterans group, my Instagram, Twitter, link to all the Dbqs, filed a complaint, VA White House hotline information. This is how I requested a copy of my entire electronic claims file. Here's the link to the claim form that I used. Here's the verbiage that I put on that form. And this is where I faxed and mailed it. I didn't do a direct upload because when I did it, they didn't have it, but I faxed and mailed it. And then if you're service connected and you want to get a disability breakdown letter, which shows everything you're service connected for, the percentage and diagnostic code. Here's the 800 number. And here's what I told them. And here is a disclaimer. So when you show less, you just see all the comments, right? But when you show more, here's all that information. All right. All right. Simple enough, right? All right. Let me see. Where did I leave off? Next, is it true that you live on the East Coast, you have a better chance of getting a better rating than us? Good question, Annette. I think, The regional office. I think it's the regional office. In my opinion, my claim was worked out of the Atlanta regional office, and my experience there was horrible. The VA employees didn't. I don't think that they took the time to review the claim. They were denying me, saying, "Oh, we don't see it in your medical records from service," and that was what the denial was. I said, "So you know what? Send me a copy of what you're looking at." And when I looked at what they were looking at, when after they sent me the copy, it was totally false. And I'm like, they were getting away with it. So I don't know if it's still bad, but my first 2-3 years, my claims was handled in Atlanta. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Then it transferred to St. Paul, Minnesota, and they were great. Whenever I talked to an employee on the phone, it was great. They reviewed the evidence. It was good. I had clients go through Waco regional office, which they had a lot of issues. In the Oakland regional office, had some other veterans I know had some issues. But it's a good question. But it has to be the regional office, the individuals at that particular regional office. Okay. But those are just some of the few that, that were really good. And I felt that were not so good. Or some, Waco, I didn't have any experience with them. Just knew a few veterans that lived in Texas, and they were just like, man, I'm having a hard time with my claim. And it was really rough for them. I haven't got a decision yet. Okay. Thank you for the answers. Hey, not a problem. Is VA vocational rehab decision as good as a vocational expert opinion? Thank you so much, Sammy. I never worked in voc rehab, so I don't want to respond on that. Never used it, but I can tell you it's their decision. Whatever to grant you voc rehab or not is outside of a rating decision from an RVSR decision review officer. Ron Cherry from Birmingham. Okay. Hey brother, this is bugging for me for a while now. I just retired and got 100% PNT. All right, congrats. A confirmed TBI brain cyst, a good start for compensation, which contusion occurred in service. So look at direct service connection to requirement. So when you look at, you need 3 elements: current diagnosis, a link, which you have, you say it's noted in service, and then a nexus. The doctor has to say, yep, the current diagnosis is or is not related to the link in service. Okay. I have a rating decision on some of my medical conditions that wasn't listed on the benefits. That's why I asked if it doesn't matter. Yeah, they should be in there because I don't use e-benefits. I rarely ever do I go in there. If I go in there, I'm probably trying to do some research for a YouTube video. But in there, they should have all the ones that you claim, whether if it's service connected or not service connected. That's why I was saying if you have your rating, if you have a copy of your claims file, your rating code sheet will give you that same information as well. Sully, father is 100% PTSD and wanted to get SMC. Which SMC? SMCK, SMCS, SMCL. And guess what, Sully? If you go to my YouTube channel, you can look it up. Let me see if I have it up here. And I can share my screen again and show how to go there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, all right, give me 1 second, everyone. Let me. Okay, so if you can see, I'm sorry. So if you can see this is my YouTube channel, all the videos. Okay, so when you come here, you're going to see this banner up here. You know you're at my channel. Come to videos. Okay, this is the home screen. It shows that I am live now, but you want to come to videos. Okay, and then click on that magnifying glass. And let's just say, let's type in SMC. See what comes up. Hit enter right there. Okay. Right there, Sully. That video comes up and I'm talking about SMCK, SMCS, and SMCL. So whenever you're trying to find a video on my YouTube channel, come to my channel, click on videos, click that little hourglass, and just type in the top. Let's type in RFE, routine future exam. Okay. What comes up? I did a video on routine future exams. Okay. See, direct service connection. Let's see what comes up. Fastest way, okay. But you get the hang of it. You get the hang of how to go to a YouTube channel. You can do this for any YouTube channel, okay? Not just mine. If you subscribe like me to other videos, to other channels, you can do a quick search. So a lot of people say, hey, can you send me the link? That takes time. I got over 100 videos. Go to the YouTube channel, click on the videos, video link, and that magnifying glass, type in what you're looking for and see what comes up, okay? What if the DBQ is done by a VA doctor? Okay, but is it actionable and sufficient? That would be awesome. Say, okay. If I submit an increased claim on service-connected disability within a year of decision, would back pay go back to the intent to file or the original effective date? It's going to depend. If you did the intent to file, or if you didn't do the intent to file, data claim, facts found, it's going to depend on the condition. Sometimes it'll go to intent to file, data claim, date facts found. It just depends. Effective dates can be really tricky. So I can't say, oh yeah, you claim this increase and this is going to be your effective date, because it could be something else in your file that will give it a different effective date. All right. I have more issues, claims I like to submit, 7 more, but I'm afraid to reopen my file. They will take away my P&T stat. Why would they take it away, Biggie? I was 100% P&T and I filed, I think, 2 or 3 additional claims. Why would they take it away? Now, keep in mind, if they're outside of what you're already service connected for, keep in mind you got the bilateral factor. So if you service connected for the right knee and you're coming in left knee secondary to the right knee, yeah, they're going to look at that right knee. They have to. So be educated on that process, but don't fall for the hype that if you file something, you're 100% P&T and you come in from sleep apnea, because you were treating service for the diagnosis within service and you service connected for 20 other things, they're going to go through and look at every single thing, go all the way. No, that's not the way that works. Okay. They could go back because something, could be related to something, could be. Rarely do you see that happen. Does it happen? Yes. But I've heard people saying, oh, some saying, oh, yeah, if you're 100%, they're going to go back and look at everything. No, that's not the way that works. If somebody tells you that, say, well, give me the 38 CFR or the M21 reference that states that. Okay. Gene, not to harp on the subject, but less thumbs up, vets. Dwayne's advice is priceless. Yep. Gene, let me know. Somebody let me know how many thumbs up we got. It's 107 people. How many thumbs up we got? Hey, Debbie, how we doing? Hey, Dwayne, Vet Jobs dropping in, say hello. Hey, shout out to Debbie, partnering with them, Vet Jobs. And for those of you that were on that attended my Veterans Roundtable back in February, we had one of their representatives, Don Freed, that came on as a guest speaker, gave a lot of good information about Vet Jobs. I partnered with them, super excited. They're doing a lot of good things as a nonprofit for veterans. So, Debbie, we have to connect. Glad to see you. Thanks. And by the way, Don did an awesome job back in February. And so let's continue. And thanks for signing in. Your thoughts on the caregiver program debacle? You said it, a debacle. Talked to a veteran last week, and the veteran is a Vietnam vet, older gentleman, and his service-connected conditions, I think, in which I'm not a medical professional, require him for a caregiver. And one thing that he told me, he said they denied him. which I've been hearing they've been denying a lot of veterans the caregiver. But in that denial letter, they said, you can take care of yourself for 6 months. And I was confused at that because I'm like, so are you saying that they can take care of him for 6 months? So you're not going to pay the caregiver for the first 6 months, but you're going to start paying them on the 7th and 8th and 9th month? It made no sense to me. But I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of veterans have been getting denied. And he said one of the questions that they asked him, well, if your house is on fire, how would you get out? And he has to use a walker. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Anybody, under that particular circumstance, they're going to try and get out if they can. If they can. Whether they try and crawl, they may not make it out, unfortunately. But your mind, your instincts are going to say, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. He just said, hey, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. And they denied his claim. He didn't go into detail some of the other questions, but I'm glad you brought that up because that's been it's been quiet, but I've been hearing veterans say, hey, I've been getting denied. And I'm just curious as to why. Dwayne, thanks for your help. You're the man. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Eagle Wings. It's that time. 90 watching, only 4. Really? Are you all kidding me? I only got 40 likes. Come on, guys. Come on. Y'all got to do better than that. Come on. Get the like up. People who are getting free, highly valuable information. All right. Yes, like and subscribe. Yep. Thank you. Okay, Steve. Hey, sir, I don't know if you can answer this question, but are you able to tell me what the difference is between 80% DOD and 90% VA? No, I cannot. I'm not familiar with, unless, when you left your branch, they gave you a percentage, but that doesn't reflect or relate over to the VA side. Law Dog, hello, how we doing? TK, thank you for answering my question, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Not a problem. If you got P&T status now, submitted claim headaches, and it's not static, will they place the whole file stat? No. I've never seen that happen. I am 0% for ED, effective date 11/2011. The rating date is 10/22. Is it possible to try and get an upgrade to 10%? Okay, Mike, good question. In that rating decision, it tells you why they granted you the 0% for ED. And also in that paragraph right underneath that, it tells you why the next higher percentage was not warranted. Okay? You can call the VA, get a disability breakdown letter. It'll give you the diagnostic code. And I think the diagnostic code for ED is 7522, if I'm not mistaken, on the genitourinary. Okay? And it gives you the criteria for the next higher percentage. Okay? Dwayne was in your last roundtable. Who are you talking about? It's that time. The gentleman from Vet Jobs. The gentleman for Vet Jobs, he was in February. He came February. Benny, what's going on, Benny? Hi, Dwayne. Finally called a live chat. Been busy. Thanks for sharing your experience and educating those vets. Not a problem. Benny is my passion. And thank you, Benny, for the support. Brutal. Have an error being corrected in high-level review where a decision will take about 4 or 5 months of 90% combined. Cannot work anymore due to service-connected disabilities. Can I submit a Tdiu in the meantime? That would be up to you, but be careful because Tdiu, there's certain requirements. So again, if you go to my YouTube channel and type in individual unemployability, I did a video on it. It talks about the criteria. Tdiu is not a standalone claim. It is a claim for increase for the service-connected conditions, not service-connected conditions that you're stating that prevents you from being employable or cause you to be unemployable, okay? And if any of those things are on high-level review, then they may not take issue with it. When I had 50% rating for migraines, which is the highest you can get, and almost 2 years ago, they reduced to 10%. Did you have a routine future? Why did they reduce it? They just don't reduce it just to reduce it. You have to do some action. I want to apply for an increase. Do you think that yeah, you can apply for an increase. But do you know the criteria for the 10%? Do you know the criteria for the 30? Do you know the criteria for the 50? Diagnostic code 8100 of the neurological body system will tell you. And in the rating decision that granted the 50%, it'll tell you. And in the rating decision that decreased to 10%, will tell you the criteria for the 30. Okay? Big Hunt, hey, appreciate the super sticker. Thank you for the support. H. Johnson, hi, Dwayne. I'm in Alabama. Just start following you, and thanks for answering my question. By the way, the dog is a Jack Russell. I'm aboard with you now. All right, cool. Thanks. Okay, Jack Russell. Okay, I don't know. It's hard to see, but okay. All right, thanks for sharing, and thanks for the support. Kevin, what's going on? Can anybody tell me which movie that is from? That picture of Bruce Lee, okay? Kevin, thanks for the support and the for subscribing. Thanks for attending the Veteran Roundtable. Thanks for the input you had last week. Much appreciated. Good morning. Have any of your clients had success using a vocational assessment to prove unemployability? No, I never had anybody go that route. Not saying that it's not possible. Just never had a client do that. But that's, good question. So if anybody has went through that, you had a vocational assessment to prove unemployability, hey, go ahead and leave me a comment. We have about 5 more minutes, so I'm going to try to get through some of these questions. If I don't, I'll get to them in my next live stream, okay? Oops, hey, Mr. Kimball. Hey, how we doing, Wayne? Thank you for all your good service. How could I win a disability claim with having cervical willful misconduct against me? Now, good question. So, willful misconduct. So, there's different types of discharges. And I got my trusty discharge book here. Well, my SMC book, which, of course, I don't have. Okay, here we go. This reference sheet for different types of character discharges. So you have an honorable, under honorable conditions, general, uncharacterized after October 1st, 1982, which means a character of discharge will be needed. And I'm going to explain what a character discharge is, known as a COD. Under other than honorable conditions, needs a COD. Undesirable, needs a COD. Bad conduct, needs a COD. Dishonorable, needs a COD. Character discharge is when you have one of these discharges uncharacterized after 1982, under other than honorable, undesirable, bad conduct, okay? When they do that, they're going to tell you if you are a bar from VA compensation and or if you're a bar from VA healthcare, okay? So, Wayne, did you get a COD in the mail? If you haven't filed a claim, when you file a claim and they see that, they should be conducting a COD. Good evening, Mob. Okay, go Mob Preston. Had an ACE exam last month for supplemental sleep apnea with Nexus from MDD, weight gain. Thoughts on timeline for decision? It's hard to say, Preston. It's really hard to say. Again, like I said earlier, it's going to depend on the regional office that is working your claim. Some regional offices are faster than others. Also, Preston, I'm a member of the Alpha Delta Sigma chapter, grad chapter in Kansas City, and we're doing quarterly events with Sigmas that are veterans. So we had our first one, veteran committee presentation. I think it was early this month on the 9th. So let me know. Reach out to me, Preston. I can give you an email, and I can put you on that list to get updated so you can attend those events. And those are free as well, okay? Carl Johnson, thanks for the info. Not a problem. Vertigo has Gulf War syndrome, waiting for board hearing. ENT doc says vertigo is caused by sinusitis. Can I change secondary? If you're at the BVA level, you can. It'd be up to you. I don't know how that's going to affect your claim. They may say, hey, it's already on appeal. We're not going to take issue with it. But you could try and just see what they say. The effective date, I can't say because I'm not looking at any information in your file. And effective dates is going to be based off all that information in your file. Okay. Brown says Panama. I don't know where that's at. How do you pronounce that? Arizona. You provide valuable information. Thanks. Hey, not a problem. Most definitely welcome. Submitted 2 Dbqs for shoulders and knees. Increase. Got increased shoulder, deferred knees with exam request. Submitted 4138 asking them what was insufficient about my Dbq on the duty to assist. Well, I hope you get an answer. I've had clients and other veterans tell me they call the VA White House hotline, filed a complaint. They asked for a supervisor. The supervisor called. And they says, well, just go to the exam. And my question is, that's not the complaint. The complaint is not for you to tell me just to go to the exam. The complaint is, tell me why my Dbq and or Nexus statement is insufficient. That's what I want to know, okay? And that's what you want to know. And they're sidestepping. They're coming up with all, it can't be done by video. And veterans are not questioning them. And in that video that I did, why some adjudicators are not accepting Dbqs, one of the things I talk about, if you file a complaint and somebody says, just go to the exam, it's insufficient, it's this, it's that, you can't do it by video, per what 38 CFR? What you're telling me, what M21, which is referenced and is not law, which 38 CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, states that I have to go, or this is wrong, or, ask the question. Just don't think because you're talking to a VA employee that they're right. Okay, we all know we're human. We make mistakes. They could be wrong. But I would want to know why. Give me a regulation, not what you think. Give me the regulation. Sharon says, thank you again. Okay, was developed in 2011 in Iraq, walked in a federal battle buddy, decreased body, and have had some severe PTSD over the years, but never filed a claim. It's too late. Nope, never too late. You can go ahead and get it in. Can a chiropractor write a Nexus letter for neck degenerative disease, or does it have to be? Nope. BBT. I did a video. I can't remember when I did it, but it's called, I talk about medical providers that the VA recognizes. And I show the M21 list, and guess what? Chiropractor is on there. My chiropractor, I think back in 2011, did a Dbq and Nexus statement for me. Okay. And again, somebody at the VA says a chiropractor can't do it. Check out that video. The M21 reference has it in there. Medical professionals that they recognize. And then ask the VA employee, what regulation states that a chiropractor can't? And I guarantee they can't give you one. I forgot to tell you, I was at the last roundtable and got my claims file right after the roundtable. Okay, Glenn. Hey, I'm glad you got it. But Glenn, have you looked at it? And if you looked at it, how many times have you looked at it? And if you've come across any information in there that is surprising, okay? All right, everyone. So we're at the end of this hour. Sorry I didn't get to everyone's question, but I will go through. I got some donations that came through. So I want to definitely give a shout out to those individuals. Asher, thank you. You've always, when you're on a live stream, you've always donated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, bro. You have a wealth of knowledge and not a problem. Henry, thanks again for the donation. Okay, Esprit, hey, thank you from Arizona. I know you're out in Arizona. Annette, thanks again for the donation and the support. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure I got everybody. Again, get these likes up. Somebody tell me how many likes I got. Okay, somebody said 99. Redbone says 99. I got 106 people. Yep, that's good. Before I log off, somebody let me know. Okay, here we go. Brian, again, thanks. for the super sticker. And for those of you that don't know, or maybe new subscribers or new to my channel, all the revenue that I generate from YouTube doesn't go in my pocket. I put it back in the community. I've adopted 2 schools in the Tampa, Florida area. That information is on my website. Where can you find my website? In the description section. And I showed everyone how to get to the description section. So you can see some of the donations, some of the local organizations like Home Depot, Famous Tape, Appliance and Bedding, Office Depot, Walmart, Ace Hardware. We partnered with them to get some donations to give to the school. And I'm doing something really special for the school. One of the schools tomorrow, I have a family member filming me. We're out doing some things. I'm not going to give it away, but I'm going to share it as a YouTube video, hopefully either next week or the week after. But I want you to see where your donations are going. They're not going in my pocket. They're going into these schools, and it's my corporate responsibility to give back to the community, okay? Tony G, hey, thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Okay, so somebody says, okay, we got 118, 116, 118. Okay. So let's see. The last person got, okay, Tierra Butler. Thank you for what you're doing. Hey, not a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for joining me tonight. I didn't get through all the questions. I'm trying to narrow it down and keep it to an hour. But if I didn't get to your question this week, make sure week after next. I do this every 2 weeks, every other Wednesday. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Make sure you subscribe, and you have to hit that notification button. So even if you subscribe, you hit that notification button, and you'll get notified. It should pop up when I'm the YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to. I got an Android, and when they upload a video at the top, if you got the Android, it'll have the notification at the top of a new video that was dropped. But when you subscribe, you have to hit that little bell and select all, okay? And then you'll get notified. So yesterday I created the live stream event. And when I created the live stream event, you should get notified. Asher Levin said that he was on LinkedIn and got notified. We saw Debbie Atkins with Vet Jobs, a nonprofit. Again, I want to give a shout out to them. Thank you for letting me partner with you, your organization. I really, really appreciate it. I know we're going to be doing some good things this year. So I'm pretty sure Debbie got notified on LinkedIn because I'm streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and my Facebook veterans group. So if you saw Facebook user pop up asking the question, they got notified as well. Okay. So we got a couple other super stickers. Thank you for the support. Glenn, thanks again. Definitely appreciate it. So again, thanks for joining me. Don't forget my Veterans Roundtable every third Thursday of every month. Should be April 21st, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I do go over, sometimes went over last week, a lot of interaction, a lot of veterans bringing a lot of good energy, positive energy, and sharing a lot. And I learned a lot. I hope other veterans that attended learned as well. Okay. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you in my next YouTube live stream. Have a good one.